It's October 2020. The jumble of rocks below me stare up at me. I crouch down and study my black drawstring bag full of whirl packs and pH kits. I stretch my leg down, testing the rock to make sure it isn't loose. Satisfied that it'll hold my weight, I shimmy down to the trickling stream and step onto the soft brown sand. I scan my eyes looking for a dry place to set up my lab station and get to work. Slipping on plastic disposable gloves, I gather the whirl packs and collect 3 samples of water, dragging the whirl packs in the water until they're halfway full. I then whirl the packs 2 times around and tie it. Though the clear water looks clean, it's really teeming with bacteria, as I later find out. Just like a detective who has her tools, I have my tools to find this bacteria. An incubator, a Petri film, and a pipette. And then I'll see just how clean this water really is. Since I was in the 10th grade, I have been a volunteer for the Georgia Adopt a Stream program. Georgia Adopt a Stream is a statewide volunteer initiative aimed at preserving and restoring the water quality of the state water bodies, such as rivers, wetlands, lakes, and streams. Not all states have an AS program. I know Georgia, Kentucky, North Carolina, and South Carolina do, but many states have similar water body monitoring programs. Depending on a person's interest, Georgia Adopt a Stream volunteers have a lot of different options on what they can do. AS volunteers can choose a water body and complete a basic visual survey or do a watershed assessment. They can also monitor the water quality of their chosen water body by conducting bacterial or chemical monitoring. And for volunteers interested in ecology, they can also do microinvertebrate monitoring, which I haven't done yet, but I really want to do. Ria and I conduct bacterial and chemical monitoring. My little anecdote at the beginning was of me narrating doing bacterial monitoring. According to the Georgia Adopt a Stream manual on bacterial monitoring can help determine if the water is safe for human contact. To conduct bacterial monitoring, I collect 3 samples of water and then bring them home where I place the water samples on Petri films and I incubate them for 24 hours. After the 24-hour period, Ria and I count the number of E. coli colonies and then input the data into the Georgia Adopt a Stream database. Doing bacterial monitoring also helps us determine if the water is contaminated and how contaminated it is. There's also chemical monitoring. Chemical monitoring involves measuring the various abiotic characteristics of the water body, such as temperature, dissolved oxygen, which is the amount of oxygen in the water for organisms to consume, pH, and conductivity. For chemical monitoring, Ria and I do everything at the site. It's important to conduct both chemical and bacterial monitoring in order to get a more complete snapshot of the water body's health. Ria and I did start with bacterial monitoring. We just wanted to dip our toes into AS, see how we liked it. And we really liked it. We really enjoyed doing bacterial monitoring. So then we decided to also conduct chemical monitoring. And now we do both. Doing both bacterial and chemical monitoring takes us about 20 to 30 minutes. And it's a great way to spend some time in nature, away from our homework, away from technology, and to do some volunteer work. All the data that we collect, we upload to the Georgia Adopt a Stream database, and according to their website, this data is used by local water departments, planners, city councils, environmental consulting agencies, and colleges. So the data does actually get used, and it does have a purpose. Our data does also indicate when our water body is contaminated. So if the E. coli levels are super high or if the dissolved oxygen levels are abnormally low, that indicates that there's something wrong with our water body. Currently, Ria and I monitor a local water body that is impaired. An impaired water body is a water body that does not meet the state's water quality standards, nor does it support its designated purpose. The stream which we monitor, its purpose is fishing, but it's not serving that purpose because it's impaired for fecal coliform. We monitor this water body at 4 different locations in order to get a better picture of the water body's health. In October 2020, we were monitoring at one of the sites. Let's call the site number 1, and the E. coli levels at this site were extremely high. To put in official terms, they were TNTC, too numerous to count. We went back to the site a week later and conducted bacterial monitoring again, just to make sure that we hadn't done anything wrong and that it was actually TNTC. Again, the levels were TNTC, so we knew that we hadn't made a mistake. And then we contacted our local AS coordinator, and he sent a crew to investigate the water body. And they found an overflowing sanitary sewer. They were able to fix the problem, and the E. coli levels at site number 1 decreased dramatically. So this just illustrates that we looked at our data and we saw that our bacterial levels were extremely high. And that just indicated that there was something wrong with our stream, and we were able to take the necessary steps to go fix that problem. It's important to monitor our local water bodies to understand how healthy they are. If you want to know why having healthy water bodies is important, then check out our last episode on water quality. Joining AS or similar programs is a great way to make sure that our water bodies are clean and healthy, and it's a great way to get involved. Visit the links in the description box to find water body monitoring programs and to learn more about AS. And that wraps up this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lot. If you did, then please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and share this episode with a friend. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Let's Think Green Podcast and join our mailing list so you never miss another episode. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Let's think green.